everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now here I am back again guys, and I am ready to start videoing more often. I have been trying to get a video uploaded for all you guys, and here I am just doing a voiceover. I thought it'd be easier for you guys to hear me, and yeah, just thought it'd be fun to talk to you a bit about what I'm doing. So what I am doing is I really needed a earring holder for all of my earrings, so I'm going to make one. Now this one was from scratch. I did not video some of the process of me making this, so as you can see right now I'm just using some super glue. I will be removing this super glue a bit later. And what I did here is I have two pieces of wood cut at the same length, and what I did is I grabbed a nail and a hammer, and I just would bang the nail in, and then I will take the nail out again, and then I will be putting the skewers in, and that will be the actual holder for my nail. Now as you can see, that one didn't really go as well because I cut the skewers uneven and I need to make them even again. And as you can see, I'm having quite the struggle with this. And I should probably also mention, before I get too carried away with explaining every single detail, if there's any other kind of videos you want me to do, I am more than happy to try and do them for you guys. I have been working on some other videos, so those will be coming up soon. And I really want to do some more often, and not make it like my last video, which was 2 months ago. So I want to try and do it pretty often and not abandon you guys. So here I am just retrying. As you can see, I had a little disaster with the super glue. It kind of burst in the middle, so I'm just trying to pipe it out through there. And you also want to make sure to never, guys, I'm telling you from experience, never get super glue on your fingers. I have accidentally got the super glue on my fingers and then touched my fingers together and got my fingers glued together a bit, and when you try and rip them apart, you will rip your skin. So it's not really like there's no blood and everything. You just rip the layer of skin off, and it does not feel good to do that. You feel like you failed and you want to end life. So you won't want to end life, but it will be annoying to try and get off your hand. So once I finally got it right, I used a bit of my strength and pushed it together. So I've done both sides, and here I am just going to add a little more super glue to secure it in and make sure it does not pull apart. So I'm just going to quickly do that, and then I will get to making some earrings for this. So here I am guys, and right now I'm just quickly finishing these up, and this is what it looks like with all of my earrings on it. These ones are not completed. I have not put the bindings on and everything, but I thought I'd give you a look of what it looked like. And before I said I'll be making some earrings for this, and the earrings I'll be making today, I'll only be making one pair, and it will be those leopard print ones, those purple leopard print earrings. So I hope you enjoy watching me make this, and the color clays I'll be using for these earrings today will be this nice purple violet. Now this one's from Fimo and it's an effect clay, but when I cook it, it doesn't really affect that well. Normally it'll go transparent or have some really cool thing to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly cut this up and then I will get back to you for the next step. So I realized it was a bit hard to use this, so to make the process easier, I will be using Vaseline. Now before I was going to say that it is a bit hard to knead clay, so if you do not have any clay conditioner or something to make it wetter, Vaseline does the trick. Now I got this advice from another YouTuber. She's a very good YouTuber. Her channel name is Creative Rachie and she does all these clay things and I really take inspiration from her. So that is who I get inspiration from sometimes. And once I was done kneading it, it looked something like this. Now it went really nice and smooth, so the Vaseline helped. It was still a bit hard, so I did have to condition it a bit more. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to roll it out with the palms of my hand. Now, I want to tell you guys a little tip that I always really used and it normally works now. It used to not work, but always wash your hands before you do clay. Because if you're one of those people who doesn't really care if you get little dirt pieces or little hairs in your clay, that's fine. I have no problem with that, guys. But if you are like me, one of those people and you hate getting the hairs in, I recommend wash your hands and scrub the palms of your hand. And enough of that. Now what I'm doing is I'm just getting this glass jar that I use for my rolling pin. It's really handy and I make sure to wash it and then dry it with tissues, not with a towel. A towel will get all those little hairs and things you do not want back on it. So I'm just going to be rolling that out. There's no really rush to roll things out. I'm just working my way along calmly and quietly. So now I'm just going to roll that out quite thin, but not too thin, because I do not want my earrings snapping. And I will also be rolling this out later. So what I do is I just roll it out and keep flipping it so it does not stick to my work surface. So I'm just going to quickly roll that out and then I will get to the third step. So the third step is to have your second color of clay. Now for my second color of clay, I'll be using black. Now this is not the last color of clay I'll be using another color later on. But here I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and cutting a reasonable chunk out. I most likely will not be using all of that clay there. As you can see, I'm just taking some away and making sure I don't spill it all over my purple clay and get it all smudged in. So I'm going to just work that a bit with my fingers, and then once I'm done doing that, I shape it into a tube. Now this just makes it easier for me to hold it and get kind of as much clay as I can out of it. And here I'm just ripping chunks out. So these chunks I don't want in perfect circles, and I'm just going to be placing them all around the clay, anywhere that I like. Well, anywhere that you guys like. You guys can do your own design. You can find some amazing way. You can do a rainbow, anything that you like. But I'm just placing the chunks everywhere on the edges, just to make a nice leopard print. Oh, and also forgot someone else, guys. You want to make some big and some small. We will not be making all of these the same size, so we're making this perfectly imperfect. And once I am done doing that, I will be... Okay, I'm just going to quickly do that. So once I'm done doing that, for my second color, it will be this nice tan color that I made. Now, this color, I do not remember all the colors I used to make it, so please don't ask me how I made that clay. And as you can see, I still have some different chunks of clay in it, so I'm just going to be picking those all out, because I'm a bit picky, and then I will be repeating the same process that I used before with the black. So I also needed to knead that a bit, and once I finally, after a million years, did that, I just mixed it up like I said before, and I will be repeating the same process with the black. But I do want the pieces to be smaller, so I'm trying to pick out the smaller pieces of clay and fit them in some of the black. Now, when I do this, I will not be filling out all of the black spots. I will leave some of the smaller ones to stay black. So I'm just going to quickly do this with all of the bigger ones and wherever I think it should go. And you guys can just watch me and see what I do. So once I finish doing that, here I am just about to roll over this with my trusty rolling pin / jar. Now this is why I said before, do not roll it too thin, because I do not want it snapping its baked. So I'm just rolling it down and making sure it's all nice and smooth. And this is what gives it the real like leopard print vibe. So I'm just going to do that wherever I feel like it should be done. And once I'm done being picky and rolling it out, I will be cutting out my earring shapes. Now, to do that, I will be using this cookie cutter. Now, I really like this cookie cutter because it is my only cookie cutter, and I really like this. It's a love heart. Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out where I want the clay to go. Now, here I'm showing you an example. So if I want a whole one of those big leopard prints in my earring, I would put that in like the center or on the side. So I also want to fit all of my earrings in that one. Now I want to at least get 2 pairs out of that. Now at first I thought I would only get 3. Now 3, what I mean by that, not 3 pairs, I thought I was just going to get 3 heart shapes. But in the end, as you can see right now, I eventually just got 2 pairs of earrings. So I'm really happy with that. Now you may be wondering what I do with the scraps. So with the scraps, like these beads, I make them. So what I do is I just roll, well, first I take all my scraps from around the hearts. So what I'm doing now is I'm just removing it around from around the hearts, and then I will be gathering all of my scraps. Now if they are hard to remove, I just use my X-Acto knife, or I could just cut it over with my cookie cutter again. So how I made these beads is I just grabbed all my scraps. Sorry that this is not in camera when I'm doing this, but I just put all my scraps together, and the ones that I want to be facing me, I just put in a position that I think it would look nice. And then with my palms again, I will be rolling it up into a nice bead. So once I have done rolling up the bead, this is what it looks like. I will show you in just a second. This is what the amazing bead looks like. So once I'm done doing that, I will be taking my needle tool and poking a hole all the way through it. And I will also be using my needle tool to poke a hole in the earrings. Now the hole in the earrings will be used to put the bindings on the earring. So when I poke the hole, I want to remove it, but I can't really remove it without destroying it. So I use my blade and I place it on my work surface and rock it back and forth just like that. So I try and do the outside ones first before I try and move into the center ones. So as you can see, it does have some lines from my blade, but I don't really care about the back. I really like the front, so that's all that really matters. It's really your opinion and how you believe it should look. So I'm just going to quickly do that to all of them, and then I will poke the holes in. And how I poke the holes in, I will show you. Is I take my needle tool and hold it in my fingers and spread them a little bit apart and just screw the hole in. I never screw a hole in after I bake them because I have had bad experience with them breaking, just because I have totally forgotten to do the hole before I bake it. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's only a good result, so you do not have to do that if you don't want to. So that is what it looks like. And once I've done doing that, I will be So these are what they look like when they are not baked. And after this, I will be baking them and putting the bindings on, and then I will be doing the grand reveal. So these are what they look like when they're baked. So I hope you all enjoyed watching me do this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!